How to re-engage a disengaged remote team. You're leading a remote team and on paper everything looks fine. Meetings are happening, messages are being answered, deadlines are technically being met. But the energy is off. People are slower to respond, less proactive, less invested. So the question becomes, is this a performance issue or is this a connection issue? Most leaders default to performance. They tighten accountability, add more check-ins, increase structure. And in many cases, that actually makes the problem worse because what you are seeing is not a lack of activity, it's a reduction in cognitive and emotional engagement. Let's break down how to identify that. First, listen for thinking. Are your team members still contributing ideas, challenging assumptions, building on each other's input? Or have they shifted into passive execution? Second, watch how decisions are handled. Engaged employees lean into ambiguity. Disengaged employees avoid it. You will start hearing more, just tell me what you want, instead of here is how I think we should approach this. Third, look at interaction quality. In remote environments, disengagement shows up as transactional communication. Short responses, minimal context, no curiosity. Now, here is the critical distinction. If this were a true performance issue, you would see capability gaps, missed deadlines, errors, inability to execute. But if the work is getting done and the thinking is disappearing, you are dealing with a connection breakdown. And connection in remote teams is not about more meetings or virtual happy hours. It's about whether people can locate themselves inside the system. Do they understand how decisions are made? Do they see where their input actually influences outcomes? Do they trust that their thinking is valued, not just their output? When those answers become unclear, people conserve energy. They disengage strategically. So how do you re-engage them? You don't start by pushing motivation. You start by restoring clarity and relevance. You ask better questions in your one-on-ones and team conversations. Where are you holding back your perspective right now? What feels unclear in how we are making decisions as a team? Where do you feel your input is not being used effectively? These questions surface perception gaps. And once those are visible, you can recalibrate how the team operates, because engagement is not something you inject. It is something that emerges when people understand the system they're in and see that their thinking matters inside it. In our company, this is the shift we work with leaders on. Not how to push people to care more, but how to remove the noise that makes people stop caring in the first place. Because in remote teams, disengagement is rarely about distance. It's about disconnection from meaning, influence, and clarity. And when you restore those, engagement follows. And see you later, alligators. Bye.